I've got a little bit of that in here. I think it's very important. A lot of people know me. I didn't think I know very many people here, but I know a lot of people here. So that's great. But a lot of people don't know my work history, and I think that's important that you know what I've done in my work history in the past 20 years or so. Like I said, my father's here, Ed Eckert. He worked for the city for 43 years. Fire chief for 15 out of 25. So he's 43 years in the city. My grandfather, Cleety, was police chief. Bill probably remembers Cleety. He was police chief before he passed away in May of 1978, right before he was able to retire. But I have 4 brothers and 2 sisters. They live around everywhere, here and there. My daughter Hannah just recently moved back to Jasper. She was living in Evansville. Took a chance quitting her full-time job to take a part-time teaching job to try to get a job here. So she's taking a chance. My son Hayden's in college up at IUPU. He's a sophomore in college. Some of my civic organizations, I'm a Jasper Moose Club member. I'm a Knights of Columbus member. Sons of American Legion and Jasper Outdoor Recreation. Active member of St. Joseph Church. I'm a lecturer and actually serve on Tuesday nights at 6:30 nights if you ever want to come see me. So you're all welcome. I'm also a high school football official. I love high school football. I've been doing that since 1987, and I've been fortunate to do 3 state championships. I'm going to continue to do that. I'm on the track to do another one, so I'm going to go for that. So, I was also on the Jasper Fire Department for 24 years. I served as a safety officer, lieutenant, captain, and when I retired 2 years ago, as I was a assistant chief. One of the reasons I did retire was thinking about doing what I'm doing right now. I had to think about it for 2 years. So that's one of the reasons I retired. I was also a first responder and a state certified trainer. Since 1985, I worked in 2 different woodworking office furniture factories, Kimball and Jasper. I think Dave Nigg hired me in 1985 at Kimball Upholstery. That worked out there. Kevin worked out there. Worked as an upholsterer for about 10 years. Then I thought about leadership roles. Got on the volunteer fire department about then, thinking about leadership roles. So, went about a year, I was in the quality control department, and after a year I was promoted to a supervisor. Over about 3 years or so, I was moved to about 3 different supervisor departments in the factory. It was, growing with the company, learning different aspects of the company. And then we bought a plant in Danville, Kentucky. Kevin probably remembers that. He actually had an apartment down there. I spent several weeks down there too, training the other employees. We bought a plant and we had to train them to do it, our production style and everything like that. So spent some time away from home there. Then about that time I was promoted to a production manager. And about that time 9/11 hit. Joanne was, she was there too. I worked with a lot of these people. But I was promoted production manager in 9/11 hit, and guess what? The economy kind of stunk. So we had to make some changes. We had to cut some fat, as you might say. So my job was eliminated, along with probably 4 or 5 other supervisor positions. So I was then appointed to supervise machine room. Something I've never, ever done before. All the departments never mess with machine room, so I'll scale it. So I thought, what the heck they doing? They're trying to make me fail, set me up to fail. So one thing Kimball did do, they trained their leaders of how to do things like that, how to overcome fears, and how to gain the respect of their people. So that's what I did. I went out there, I spent the first month or 2, I spent probably 90% of my time on the shop floor. Just talking to the people, trying to gain their trust, listening to them. And I think that really paid off dividends because everyone told me that you're the first one that ever listened to me. So I took that to heart. We implemented a lot of them ideas, and then shortly after that, we had that place running pretty dang good. Running pretty good. So I was very proud of that when I did that. But then there came another opportunity, JOFCO. I was looking for another opportunity, so I went to JOFCO. And managed the machine room. Imagine that, somewhere I was scared. So worked there in the machine room for about 2-3 years. Then they moved me to the finish room for 2 years. Want to see what I could do up there. So moved me there, then they moved me back to the machine room and glue room. So I took over 2 departments there. About that time too, I've seen a lot of changes at Jalco. You know, as everybody knows, the industry for woodworking and factories and everything is down because of the economy. So we had to change. So we did some big lean initiatives. Everybody's heard of lean initiatives. You know, it's things that you have to do to stay in business. We probably dropped our, not probably, I know we did, our production staff about 20% in about 2 years. We never got rid of anybody. The nutrition, people leaving, low hours are leaving, but we still was putting out the same amount of production. And we did that by changing. We had to change. We were forced to change. We wouldn't be in business today if we didn't change. What we did, basically all we did, we 5S'd, which is 5S is a big cleanup initiative. Went out, seen what you can do, put in standards, and we talked to the people, how can we make your jobs easier? How can we eliminate waste? Waste is what the customer does not want to do. So we did that, and it worked.